Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jersey and today we are going to continue to work on our Palworld build base that we're doing here with all the Japanese items. And guys, we're going to replace that home that you see in the background on the cliff. Now, if you look on the right corner right now, you're going to see that there's a link on how to build that home, because this video will be more to update it, to make it fit in the area, and we are definitely going to do some changes. As you see on the thumbnail, it's going to look very different. Don't forget that if it's going too fast, don't forget that you can slow down this video on YouTube. Make sure that you slow down. And also, if you just here, you want to see the final walkthrough, you want to see how everything looks at the end, then you can go ahead and scroll all the way to the end of the video so you can see the final walkthrough. But okay, so first I want to say a special shout out, because as you can see, I didn't know that you can just replace the pieces just by replacing without having to destroy. So we want to say thank you to the community for letting me know in the last video on the comments. Want to say thank you so much, because that made my work so much better. As you can see, we're just replacing pieces without having to destroy, and it's actually so good, especially when you do those weird combinations. I just want to replace it, right? Okay, so the house. So as you can see, I'm replacing a lot of the panels on the home, so it gives me a chance to talk about here before we start doing the big changes. And once I finish doing the changes here, it looked good. We're gonna see it in a moment. It actually looks very good, but I want this home, particular one on the cliff, to be a transition home. So I wanted to have that elegance look and a little bit of shape of what we do on the main home and on the temple, but transitioning that it starts looking more like a home. And as we spread out to the base, because we want to do a couple houses around the area, so when you're inside the base, you have this foreground and kind of looks kind of nice. And that's kind of what I wanted. So you're gonna see some changes, because I kind of want this like half elegance and slash normal home. Now on the side panels, we are actually using a lot of the white panels, finally a lot of the white triangle panels, so that gives it that feel of a home, right? Now, something that it was bothering me still, especially because I want this to be a little bit more elegant, is it was a little just too flat, especially if I just don't want it to look like or feel like a normal home, right? And that's sometimes it's a struggle, because it is something that I want to do, is kind of like specific vision that I want to happen. And sometimes, you know, I see some people DMing and they're like, but you had it perfect, and I was like, I know, but you know, when you have something in mind and you want to create, might as well do it, you know. And the great thing about videos like this, that even if you like something that you see before I have my final product, then that I did the job, right? Because a lot of this point of this video is to inspire you to start making something special on your end. And as you can see right here, that looks like a very beautiful home in a very, using all the Japanese item, a little deck on the front, and I really like that. But again, I wanted something that was a little more elegant, right? Because this is the first transition home, and then we're gonna have a couple more in the background, and those can be a little more simple. So what I decided on is I needed to create a little bit of depth. So we're gonna work on the front of the building. That is gonna be the most important one. Once we get the front, then we can start working on the sides. And what I did, instead of having a balcony first, I made the inside go deeper and then add this wall. Now all of that will change, because at the end we're gonna do like a walk around balcony with the roof. So yeah, so a couple things changes over time. But as you're watching this video, if you see something that you like, then pause it, take a screenshot, and build it up to there. Once again, don't forget that this video of this particular building, house on the cliff, is already, there's a video out there showing you how to do it and how to build it, and then you can do all the updates, as you can see right here. Now, as you can see, I'm still replacing all the columns. That was really nice to do. I love this new feature. It's gonna be one of my favorite things. So yeah, it just makes building a power a little bit more easier and a little bit more fun. So I'm just gonna keep replacing. Now I'm adding roofing pieces right over here, just to give a little bit more, again, you know, because those little elevation points, even though at the end it just gives it a little elegance, and I like that. And that's something that I'm looking for and trying to do right over here. Now I'm doing a little roofing pieces here. These were all a lot of trial and error at first, because you know, not having corner pieces always bothers me. It doesn't bother a lot of people. I think I'm in the very minority here, not having corner pieces, and sometimes it just bothers me that there's just this weird con. So I always like to try to shape it up, make it something. Now the side of the wall over here, again, since I'm going for something, a different look, it was kind of bothering me. And I was like, okay, so I like what I did in the front. So can I do a balcony on the side over here? Again, I don't have much space to go deep. And I was like, you know, so let me actually stick it out and bring it out. But once I did this, it wasn't doing what exactly I wanted to, so I had to like do a couple tweaks here and there. I kind of extended the roof here, but this made it look a little bit off. Not my favorite thing. Maybe if I would do more stuff on the side, but that means I would have to change a lot of the house, a lot of the building to be even wider, and that was not what I wanted to do, right? Because I just want kind of to keep the same size what I have. I just wanted to like upgrade it. So we're gonna go over here and we're gonna see, and you see that it's not my favorite thing. It just doesn't feel right, doesn't look right. Something is not clicking correctly, so we're gonna take all of that out. We're gonna take that out, and then what I decided on is like, okay, well, I went online and I started looking for Japanese home pictures again to give me an inspiration. Then I saw one that on the top was a little bit skinnier, right? You still have the whole walkthrough, and they had this walk around porch, and I was like, oh, I like that, having a walk around porch on the very top. And I took that idea, and that's what you're gonna see here. We're gonna start running. So what that's gonna make happen is the inside of the home, this second floor or third floor, depending how you want to divide the inside of the house, it's gonna be less room, but that's okay. This house is completely out the circle, so it's nothing that the pals can use. So this is more for you, for me, if I want to decorate it now. Like I mentioned earlier, this for me is more of a foreground, so aesthetic look for the base. So the most important for me is the outside of the base, not too much on the inside. At some point, yeah, we can decorate them and make them look really nice, but the whole goal here is the outside, so the outside can be really great. So when you actually on the base and walking around doing your thing, then you have these beautiful foreground backdrops that kind of elevate the idea of the base and just make it look really nice. So as you can see over here, I'm trying to figure out how do I want to do this walk around porch. Do I want to have roofing? I don't want to have roofing. At first I was like, wait, what happens if I do just a section like that and do that same section over there? But I don't know, that just, again, it just doesn't feel right. And for me, when I'm building, it's all a lot about feeling. It's a lot about, okay, does this feel right? Does this look good? And that's how I base a lot of my designs. It's just, if I look at it and I'm not happy, then we're just gonna move on, right? So I'm adding these higher roofing pieces again, and I actually did like that. I'm like, okay, so if I do that and then take out the side over here, I wonder if that will help me do that walk around porch idea. And again, over here again, I'm trying a little bit more, and again, those white pieces, not at this particular moment, that was not a thing that I wanted to do. And then here is when we kind of gonna start doing the whole walk around porch. It's one of those things, you know, trial and error ideas, looking online, looking for inspiration of real life building, real life homes. To me, that helps me a lot, especially when I feel stuck in a moment because I can't get the right vision. So it's always good to look at something, at least for me. And I love looking at real life buildings, because now I'm like, okay, I feel like this is something I think I can do in Palworld. Oh, so let's give it a try and see if we can do it. Now, as you can see, we're just taking this whole side out. We're gonna do the whole walk around. The different sections of the walls are gonna be different. So on the back is gonna be door and window, same thing as the front. And then on the side, it's just going to be door and door. And yeah, just that, again, it's just gonna give you a different feel when you are building, when you are looking at it. And a lot of my tries when I'm doing all this building is I really do want them to look a little bit different. It's okay if I end up having 2 or 3 houses eventually that kind of look the same, because sometimes that is true. In a village, you got 3-4 houses that look the same, and that's good. But for now, you know, these close houses that are close to the base, I really do want them to look and feel a little bit different and to one another, right? So so that is what you're seeing here. Now, as you can see over here, I'm trying to make the whole top working over here. As you can see, it got a lot skinnier, but that is something that I saw on a picture and I really liked it. And getting that transition now doing it is really nice. And I'm glad for these items because I was trying to imagine this on the normal wood one, and not having the roof texture tiles, not having the other type of roof that give you that little triangle elevated shape. It just would look so flat. I don't know if how good this would look with just normal wood. So I'm glad that these Japanese items are here, so we can kind of start making this type of buildings that feel a little bit different, that sometimes with the other type of materials were not looking that great, right? We couldn't get that illusion to come through, and I'm happy about this. It's working out very well right now. So as you can see, I'm still adding all these corners here because they do kind of feel weird, so I still prefer having something. But if you're not a fan of the corners like this, you can kind of just leave it open. Again, I want to add the roofing over here, so I'm just swapping things out. Love the swapping feature. Thank you so much, community. Thank you so much for letting me know that so much. And again, it was on the last video, and there's the person that let me know is right there. If you go to the last video, go over there and tell him thank you so much for helping me out. So as you can see right here, this is the point that I was very happy because it has that feel of a Japanese building. Really like the columns, really like the way it came out. I'm liking the way it's looking on the outside. So I'm replacing a couple things here. I edited kind of this part out because I did a lot of trial and error on these corners, and I did glass and I did this, and then I was like, you know what, no, we're just gonna keep it normal. But as you can saw a little bit far away, I really like the looks of the way everything was coming. Now, something that I decided on, and I took a little inspiration. Now, you don't have to do this part if you already like the way the building was looking, but I felt like it needed something, and I didn't care for this corner. So what I decided on is keep the white corners in the top, those triangles, but if I did like this walkway doors like this and everything open, then I think I kind of liked it, and I was like, you know what, let me try this out. And I liked it a lot, and I decided to keep it. I think it gave a little more something in the bottom, especially a little bit more of the elegance that I'm looking for this particular house. But I still wanted to feel like it looks like a house because I still want to keep all the windows. I still want to keep a lot of these white walls. I still want to keep all these triangles and corners because we're doing that transition from this type of buildings to middle to the normal houses a little more in the background. So as you can see, I added those. I feel like that gives us something. We're gonna clear all the other corners. We take care of all the other buildings, and then it gives it this little nice shape. And I was very happy with that. So you can see, we're gonna look at it from a little distance. I was like, okay, you know, see, this feels a little more like when I Google Japanese homes, and I get a lot of pictures like this. You see on the top. And I like the roofing, and then it kind of extends out, so everything is working really nice. So the other thing that I really wanted to do is add a little bit of greening into this mountain cliff. It's always bothered me since the very first time I built it. I always knew that I wanted to try something to see how we can clip in all the fake trees and add this greenery. And to me, again, on this particular base, it's very important to add the greenery because it is part of the theme. It's part of what making this base a little bit special, in my opinion, is adding all this extra greenery that we're adding. And I'm so glad that I was able to actually add this tree into the mountain the way we actually did it, and just kind of clip it in, put it in there, and it actually worked out so nicely because it helped me hide a lot of these extra kind of of the extra base of the trees, and it was great. And I really happy the way this actually came out. And then we added a lot of trees. We added trees on the bottom as well to kind of to hide that particular corner. There's gonna be a little more. You're gonna see it on the walkthrough. I am gonna work more on the greenery on this corner. I figure at some point I was like, you know what, I think this is good for the video. The other stuff is just a lot of detail, a lot of trial and error that I just do it, and then we're gonna record it one day. Now on the top of the cliff, on the second layer here, I had this idea that I wanted to do kind of like a little walkthrough, kind of like memorial or cemetery, or just kind of like that. So something that is just a walking area. And it was a little trial and error. I had the idea, I wanted to do it somewhere else, didn't have the space to do it, and I had this little strip over here. It's like, you know what, I kind of would like to do it here. And then once I do it here, then I wanted to add that in different sections also around the base, kind of little walkways like that. And I really loved it. I feel like it reminds me when I watch anime, and and they go into to do the prayers and respects in their cemeteries. And I was like, oh my gosh, this looks really good. I really like this, and I wanted to add it, and I feel like it gave it a little bit something more to the area. And that is something that I kind of want to add more across the area in different sections. So you're gonna see that that I'm gonna be adding that. One of them is gonna be close to the temple on the other side, because I kind of wanted to duplicate what I did on the other side, but it's not gonna work out. But I figured, man, if this looks good over here and it works the way that I want to, then I want to do that as well. And as you can see down here, I went ahead and added all the extra trees down here. It's just basically, I just, wherever they fell, I put them in. Then I put a lot of extra pillars. We're gonna add a lot of these extra vines. I gotta make more vines. Vines has been a great help to hide, to add this greenery, to kind of cover these empty spaces, especially because this base, again, we are concentrating to adding a lot of green. And I think that's why this base, the illusion of like how full and it's looking, because the way we're utilizing everything that we can when it comes to all the plants and the vines and everything. Now, of course, we had to add our stone lanterns. Very important to do that over here. Again, it just keeps carrying that feel of the Japanese style across the base and the area, and kind of doing it outside here. Now, again, the stone lanterns, I think this might be very close, or we're gonna start using a little less as we kind of go out of the base area, because I don't know, I feel like they're a little more closer to the base for a little more elegance. But who knows, I may continue to use them even on more simple houses that we build around the area. Now, over here, when it comes to the decorations, again, it's gonna be up to you. You know, you may not want the stone lanterns, maybe you want normal lanterns, maybe you don't want anything over here, maybe you like the banners, maybe you don't like the banners. As you can see, I already replaced some of the stone stairs with the wood stairs, adding some little extra vines over here just on the wall, because those are foundations. So I wanted to add it there on wherever it clip on the foundation, and because we were able to put the other stuff, and that worked out great. Over here, this one is, I added this little walkway over here that I already had. I added the glass to kind of match the other sections of that we got on the base of the walk with the glass. I may keep it, may not keep it. This is more, I had to weigh how I feel after seeing it more times and walking through the area. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't like it. It's hard. So when I'm unsure, I just leave it, because it's better to leave it than to take it out, and then you're like, man, how did I did that, or how I was that. So the more I play it, the more I'm gonna figure out. Now on the top over here, we're gonna add more of the stone lanterns over here, and then we're gonna start working very soon on that little walkway memorial section of kind of like a little prayer area or cemetery or anything that you want to call it. But yeah, so we're gonna work that very soon. But I wanted to add a couple more stone lanterns over here, and I added one over here until I'm sure, since I couldn't add one over there, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna wait till I'm sure if I like the glass here or I don't like it. Maybe I just like it more open and you just see through it. Now the good thing of the glass is it always let the light in. That is why I'm a fan in specific areas like that. Now when it comes over here, we're gonna add the bonsai tree to hide those little cracks of the benches. I mean, that's why I kind of put it right there. And again, we're gonna go all across the area. I did kind of ran out of material, so I didn't finish all the way around, but you get the idea. Wherever you put the benches, if you like this style of fencing, until we get more fencing, then I like to kind of hide those little lines, so kind of makes it look a little more uniform, you know. Now here we are. Here's when we are gonna work on our little kind of like that little section, and I kind of was trying to look for that sequence, and kind of one side is this particular sequence, and then the other side is gonna be another particular sequence. So you're just gonna place them in each of the areas, and then after you place them there, what you want to do is we're gonna put the little flowers, this one with the white vase in the front. I think this gave it that final look. It looks really elegant, and as you can see, very simple design. And when you look on the once it's done, you're gonna be like, wow, that looks really nice, and I like it. And I just kind of like one in the corner, one in the middle, one in the corner, one in the middle, and just kind of like on and off. I didn't want it to be just the same thing in the front and the front, so I just kind of alternate them, and I think that looks really good. I hopefully you guys like this idea, because we're gonna be adding a few more of this idea. But guys, here we are right where we started in the beginning. Now you can see the transition, and how much better does this look? It looks wonderful. It looks great. I love the tree. I love the building. I love the shape of everything. I like that it matches the base, matches the atmosphere. We got all the greenery. We have everything that we need. I like the way it's coming, and to me that was important, right? We've been working very hard on this base, making it functional, making it look great, but now we are expanding a little bit more outside of the base, because we want this beautiful foreground, right? They're gonna be fake buildings. Yeah, we can really utilize them, unless you just want to make your own stuff and do it yourself and do a lot of the storage yourself. But I love when I sit there and I can see the building. I like the shape. It just has this different shape than anything that will be done around here. It's a mix of both, of like a normal home, but still has a little bit of what we see over here. But as you can see, we're using the roofing in the very top. It's just, again, it's just going all the way straight. It's no longer flat like a lot of the buildings over here. So yeah, and when we go to the walkway and you get down here and then you start looking up, I love the way this has changed. Now we got the 3 stairs over here, the 2 over there. You see the glass little section. Now you see the little tombs on the top, and then you see all this beautiful greenery with the trees. Again, I'm gonna work more on the greenery, so there's a little more work to do. I just didn't want to spend all the time just trying a lot of error, and I just prefer having this video out for you guys, so you guys can start working on this. And then when we do the final tour of this base, then you will see every little nook and cranny of all the details. But as you can see, I really love that this way came out. I went ahead and put a little stone one over there, kind of leading you. I need to work something here, because I don't kind of like the way you gotta just jump. So I may try something here different. I gotta figure it out what I want. But I love the walkway here. I love the feel, and then I love how it ends at the end. I may put maybe a little bench at the end, maybe put a little stool, or maybe I do something else. Maybe we just do one of the metal fencing just to make it blend. Don't know yet. Or maybe just put another stone lantern over there. I just needed to feel like it marks the end, it's just me. I just feel like it needs something down there. Okay, so when we get over here, this is the glass. This is where I'm still kind of debating, but I may keep it, don't keep it, don't know. You like it, don't like it. And again, in the future, we may expand something over here. Don't know exactly the next couple sections, because these are gonna be like fake buildings. Again, it's just more for the when you're in the base and you look around your area, you want this like, wow, look at this area. That's the effect that I'm trying to go here. So it's gonna be important. Now, the great thing about this building here and this home and this house is that you don't have to build it the way I build it. You can build this inside a base, and this is gonna be a great home building for anything that you want, especially because on the inside you can do whatever you want on the inside, right? Decorate it, put machinery, put anything that you want. Now when you go over here, I really like already again how everything is looking across the base. Everything is looking good. I love all the little bonsais. Again, we're gonna add a few more. I kind of need to get more materials now. I've been using a lot of them, so I need to do a lot more materials. Again, I really like how I put that little thing, the little cover thing, whatever that is called, the gold thing. Because kind of when you walk by, it gives you this little hint of color, but it kind of just frames the door. But you can see on the inside plenty of space for whatever you want to do in here, if this is a building that you put inside your circle. I think it's going to be a really nice building. I love when you see right here and you get just this beautiful view right here. I still need to work on the Parthenon on the inside. I got a couple ideas what I want to do on the inside to really bring it to life. So yeah, so that is another little side project as well. But I really love the way everything is coming out together. Again, this is a mix of what I wanted. I wanted, elegant, and kind of transition to home. Now that is gonna be the next project. It's gonna be that home. It's gonna be completely again upgraded to make it feel over here, but I kind of want to keep the idea because there's like a waterfall going through underneath it, so it's gonna be important for me to keep that. And we have this bridge, and I never finished. I've kind of finished the bridge up to there, but that bridge I wanted to connect it to kind of leading towards the base, do a nice little walkway. So again, something that we need to work on to kind of make all of this connected, because even though these are buildings are going to be outside of the outside area, I kind of want to feel like there is a walkways are leading towards those places, and they lead you back to base. So again, a lot of planning for me, a lot of trial and error that I need to do just to make sure that all of this is gonna work together very nicely. But when you get to the very top floor, you get the balcony. Now over here, I kind of like the way the roof came out. Two options. You can definitely add benches or one of the fences if you want that, and you can be a little higher. But it kind of already kind of feels like we got a little. It just doesn't feel like you're just gonna run off the roof. So that's why I didn't add any benches here. It kind of worked out in our favor, so I'm very happy about that. But again, if you don't like it, you can add benches, you can add anything else that makes it feel like you got something. But I think this looks good, and I'm gonna leave it like this for now. Again, that was something that I was kind of double thinking, but I think for now I'm gonna keep it like this. It's gonna be really nice. And as you can see, the top floor is very small now because we kind of shrunk everything down. But I really like the way everything is looking, the transition, the building. I think this is a beautiful building that a lot of you can use in just as aesthetic, or maybe you guys really want to use it inside your base. And as you can see here, there is the base. I love, well, not the base, but there's the home. I love the way it looks. And yes, I need still to work a few more things, but I really love the way it turned out. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more Palworld content, any builds that we do, or anything else that we do on the channel. And I'll see you all on the next one. Alright guys, see you later. Bye.